Hey, what's up? Hope everyone's having a good day, and let's go right into this. It's currently 10:28 p.m. Monday, September 19th, 2022. Excuse me, that was disgusting. And I wanted to show you guys a potential trade setup that I'm looking to take on USDJPY. So if we look at USDJPY, let's just go to the monthly time frame. I think we all agree that this is very, very bullish, right? Even if you're looking at it from just here and you're saying that structure is making lower lows and lower highs, while it is, yes, notice how all of these major structural levels were taken out, right? So notice how we liquidated this lower high. So that was break one, and we just had break two going all the way up here. I'm looking to see what will happen if price goes all the way up here at 147.670, which, you know, price hasn't been there since 1998. And USDJPY has consistently been breaking highs. As you guys see over here, I've been trading it, going up with it. And now we're going to look at the weekly time frame. We still have that overall 147.670 in mind. Weekly wasn't anything, you know, out of the ordinary. I'd say to notate, we have this OB right here that broke this high. So this is a valid order block as a broke structure. I'd like to see USDJPY have a pullback all the way down here, but it's just a question of, you know, did price already grab all the buy side liquidity up here that it needed to facilitate the movement down? And this movement down is going to be 750 pips, so it's going to be a good amount. So we just need to wait and see. But, you know, based on just, you know, Candlestick Anatomy, you can tell that we are rejecting some level up here. I'm going to go all the way to the left and see if there are any significant OBs up here from the past. Over here you see this nice little level of supply. We go down to the daily. I guarantee you, and there's not a lot you can guarantee in this market, but I guarantee you that there will be some form of supply / OB found up here, right? And we have this supply level up here, and that's currently what price is in. Looking at the daily time frame from where it is now, nothing too special. We know that we're currently in a higher high, expecting a pullback potentially to the weekly OB here, or even fall short to this daily order block here. 12-hour. Alright, so here we are on the 1 hour. Over here, notice how price broke this lower high, started going up. I took some trades over here last week. Last week was actually a down week. I was stuck in this range here. Price was unable to liquidate these highs and kept going lower. And I kept getting confirmations to go long, such as this OB here, go long, get stopped. Price goes in again, absorbs the OB, you go in again, get stopped. So that was where I was last week. Right now, price did break above this high here. Didn't quite make it above here, but if you go down to 30-minute, notice how we're just about equal highs over here. So we broke above these highs here, and we're starting to reject off of this 30-minute order block right here, which is also a 1 hour imbalance over here. Notice how price just started wicking into the imbalance and started rejecting, showing that there's most likely a willingness for price to get delivered higher. I'd be looking for price to take out this high here for a simple 1 to 5, and then for price to ultimately come up here. What's most likely going to happen is, if I'm able to get into the setup, I'll just set KOD to partial here at 85% the position, and then just ultimately leave it to run for a total of a 1-2-19 all the way up here, and then partial there and see if price, you know, will give us that 147 670. You know, obviously I'm not sure if we'll get it, but that is an area that I'll be looking to get involved on. So price rejected off of the imbalance. You go down to the 1 minute time frame. Notice how structure is very clean, right? We broke above this, we broke above that, and now we're just coming down. I had this OB drawn here. Price is clearly going through it. We're going to see if it closes beneath it. If it does, we're going to look to see if we can just confirm on this level of demand here. Now this is going to be an order block on lower time frame. I haven't seen it yet, but just based on how this higher time frame looks, you can most likely assume that there will be an order block right here on the lower time frame right here, right? So this is why you guys are oftentimes going to hear me just say supply or demand instead of order block, because at the end of the day, and I know this because I've studied a lot of the way a lot of trading styles, people just see this and say this is a level of demand, and they are correct. And us as traders that, you know, primarily just refer to them as order blocks, we're not really looking at this wick here. We're more just looking at this nice little candle here. So supply and demand, order blocks, same concept, honestly. So you may hear me use them interchangeably. This is just an explanation of what I mean. But so far, price was not actually able to close all the way beneath here. We're gonna see if we can get confirmations. I'll be looking for price to break above this high, give us the break one, see if we have a willingness to come down, mitigate this OB, get in with a 5 to 10 pip stop loss, and see if price can get delivered higher. Or I may actually wait and see if price breaks this one, come down and get in on a what I call a type 2 entry, which is just my more aggressive entry criteria, and we'll just take it based off of that. So right now it's just going to be a matter of patience, and as always, I will update you guys when we get something. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention one thing. We haven't actually looked at the dollar, and my chart layout, like my symbol list, is actually a lot more simple this time. It's just going to be what I primarily trade. I'll really just be focusing on just UJ and EU, but NAS 100 is here just in case. Looking at the dollar, let's see where we're at. Alright, we're gonna go top down. As you see, the dollar looks very, very similar to UJ, as it is, you know, one of the driving forces that move USDJPY. Same thing here. The time frame didn't quite break above this high. 12-hour, nothing too special. 4-hour, I had a double breaker structure here. We'll be looking to flip bullish, maintaining this overall level of demand. Now, you guys heard me explain this in the prior clip. Just in case anyone doesn't believe me that's an order block, I'm just gonna find it. This is probably gonna be the last time maybe that I'm gonna do this. This is an order block right here. So that was that same level of demand. If it doesn't look clean to you, you can go lower and you'll find that it does look cleaner, such as right here. Perhaps even on the 5-minute. Right here is this level of demand right here. Right, so that's how we understand that this level on the 4-hour is still gonna be very important. Looking for price to just break above this high here and to get delivered higher. We did reject off of this level of supply, but overall dollar looks, you know, really bullish. So this is a 1-hour order block, and notice how price didn't actually close beneath the order block, it just wicked it. So I'm still considering this order block is valid. We're just gonna wait and see what we get. Under currency index, I actually forgot to add JPY WCU and Euro WCU. Okay, wonderful. So yes, on the dollar, that's what we're looking for. Notice how on the lower time frame we did break above this previous structural level. Most likely what we're going to notice is just the dollar is going to reject off of this imbalance over here and start breaking highs. Already broke this one. We're going to most likely come here, 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 ultimately to deliver price all the way to this area over there. Alright, already rejecting off of that imbalance. Yeah, ultimately meaning that our USDJPY longs are valid. We're going to check on the yen. We'll be expecting the yen to keep going down. Looking at it from a monthly time frame, I think we all agree that it is going down. Break it down to the 12-hour time frame. We have those big level of demand. We see that. Break it down to the 4-hour. Looking at just the Candlestick Anatomy, you notice how we have this order block here following the liquidation of this low, and ever since then we've been unable to go past this order block. We keep mitigating it and keep going lower, and Candlestick Anatomy just shows that, you know, there's not really a willingness to go higher on USDJPY. And I'm sorry if this video is boring. This is just my thought process, like A to Z. So, you know, this is free. I'm not charging for anything, not one of those people. So if you do pay attention, the watch time on my videos aren't always the highest, since, you know, they're like 30 minutes and many people don't like that. But if you just listen here, I'm positive that you'll learn something. If you don't, then I'm sorry to have wasted your time. looking here, still overall valid. I really want to see it take out this low here. At the end of the day, you know, the market can do whatever the market wants to do, but this low is an area of interest. 30-minute, 15-minute. Yep, structure's flying pretty smoothly. This was a lot of structural leg. Notice how price went from up here to up here, broke structure, flipped bearish, and we're still in that bearish momentum, rejected off of this area of supply, still expecting prices to go lower. And now, let's think about this, right? Let's put everything together, and this is my workflow per trade, right? And notice how UJ is actually already doing what we were talking about. But this is my workflow per trade. We're going to let UJ do what UJ wants, and I'll still be able to take the entry live. Let's think about this. We have the dollar, DXY, going up. As the dollar goes up, USD, notice the root, right? The primary currency is the dollar, USDJPY. So we understand that as the dollar goes up, you know, the dollar will gain strength over the yen, meaning USDJPY will go up. So this is an ideal condition to long USDJPY. What else do we notice? The yen, the secondary pair, is going down. Now, as the yen goes down, the dollar is going to gain strength over it, facilitating UJ's move to the upside. What does this mean? This means that this is the best condition to be buying USDJPY when the yen is weak and the dollar is strong. So understanding all of this, I'll feel pretty confident taking this trade. I've already had my a lot of my confirmations. I'm just waiting for this last move, and then we're just going to go ahead and take it. If I'm wrong on the setup, all of my rules were followed, and it doesn't matter since, you know, these are the optimal conditions that I look for to take a trade. So as mentioned, it broke above this high. It did come to mitigate this order block here, but I would not have taken that. There's an entry right now. If you want to take more of an aggressive type of entry, if you just want to get in over here, your stop loss will be 10 pips, which I'm not actually opposed to. Let's see what the risk to reward would be all the way up here. So that's actually a 1 to 6. That's not bad. Wouldn't be bad to actually take this setup. So I might actually go ahead and take this live with you guys. You know, as I was explaining everything and going off on a tangent, we missed price as it was moving, but we're going to be looking to get in. Stop loss at 143, 120. Let me pull this up. Okay, and let me hop on my MacBook here for my, I'm trading more than one account, by the way, so this just makes everything easier. Okay, very quickly, forgot to mention this. We're just looking for that confirmation of another shift in structure. So I'm just looking for a price to break here. Then I'll take it. And at this point, since this will be the new low, or stop loss could technically be here, I'm personally not going to do that. I'm just still going to move it a little bit lower. So it's just going to be somewhere like right over here. We're going to get a 1 to 7 on the setup. And yeah, we're going to wait and see what we get. Hey, what's up, everyone's having a good day, and let's get into this. So I'm not sure if I'm going to post the prior clips. I probably will. Haven't been doing the best job of uploading videos. I didn't even, you know, show my usual live execution, but I did show my live analysis of the market and what I was expecting. So let's put you here and put you here. Oop, 5 minutes. I'm just working on my third monitor here. Okay, so this is the USDJPY trade that I was talking about. I'm currently up 60 pips. I've already partialed, well, KOD has already partialed out for me at around, I think, 5 oh, it's already 12, 5 a.m. yesterday, technically, while I was sleeping, by the way, so thank you, KOD. Yeah, so this is just the same thing that I was showing, really. Let's go ahead and hit F5 really quickly. Just give it a second. This is the same thing that I was showing in the prior clips, where I was just, you know, doing an analysis of USDJPY and just explaining, you know, the state of the dollar and the state of the yen and how these are the ideal conditions that you'd want to go long on USDJPY. So I did just that. Down here, I was showing my entry criteria. Notice how price went into this imbalance. I didn't necessarily find a Wyckoffean accumulation down here. You know, it's not necessary. You don't always need to see Wyckoff in everything you do. Now, we understand that it's a powerful confirmation, but it's not a deal breaker for me, right? If price comes into one of my POIs, doesn't give me an accumulation or a distribution, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world, right? Notice how price is still breaking highs, right? Now, after the price started breaking these highs, this is when I really started. Sorry, I just like to be accurate. This is really where I started to want to get involved in the market, right? We broke above this high and we noticed that there's a price leg going from down here all the way up here. Now you have a plethora of zones to use, zones to target rather, to decide where do you want to get long. Now I've been following this market since price was somewhere up here. Now what you need to understand is that you need to be a disciplined trader. Now, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that the old me would not have, you know, taken an impulse trade somewhere up here, which I would have, and I would have been liquidated. If you got back in again, liquidated again, and liquidated third time. So what we waited for was just a reaction off of this. This over here, we had a break of structure. We didn't get that second confirmation up here, which is, you know, why it's really important to stick to your rules. So we didn't get this that we were looking for. Instead, price broke this low and created this bearish structure. Now, I did notice, we can just delete that. I did notice how price came up and had a order block, I believe, on the 3 minute, if I'm not mistaken. 2 minute, mayhaps. 2 minute. Notice how price had that order block on the 2 minute. Now I went ahead and took an entry based off of that. Yep, notice how price came back and mitigated this area here and started going up and breaking that structural level. Now, as price started to break, I actually took what I refer to as a type 2 entry, which is one of my aggressive entry criterias, where I just take it on the breakout. Now, obviously, you need to understand your strategy and how, you know, things like this, you know, play a role, because it's very, very, very important. You can't just take any trade you want. You want to, you know, have a good sample size. You want to be able to test everything. You want to make sure all of your stop losses make sense. Now, with my aggressive entry criteria, I'm open to drawdown. I'm always open to drawdown, but with the aggressive entry criteria, you have to understand that it's not my normal conservative entry, which means that I'm more liable to drawdown and such, which I'm always open to. So stop loss placement, you know how it goes. We notice that this is the range here. Now, after this range was created, and, you know, liquidated this high here, I came to the understanding of I'm not expecting price to come all the way back down here. The lowest I'd expect price to come is down here to mitigate this OB and instantly go up. Now, market does whatever it wants, but if it chooses to go through this, my trade is invalidated, my stop loss got hit, I'm not looking for longs at this moment, right? We're going to wait and follow the market and see what we get. But instead, notice how I took the entry here, went up in profit, 2.6 pips, then instantly went into drawdown by 5 pips. My total stop loss was 8.8 pips, if I recall. Yeah, 8.8 pips. And then, you know, the market did its thing. Price started moving up. Now, I did sleep in this trade. So my stop loss wasn't at break even anywhere over here. My stop loss was at break even when the market was up here, which is close to my TP. This is where I TP'd out for, this is where KD took out majority of my position. Yeah, I believe I covered everything really well. There's not, you know, this is just, you know, one of my basic setups. I don't think there's too much here to cover. You just want to make sure you're following your rules. This is my only trade of the week. Yeah, let's talk about where price is currently at. So if you go here and you see open or close PNL, oh, 88, or sorry, 66 pips is what I'm up right now. We're gonna wait and see. So Powell is speaking tomorrow, and we're expecting the federal funds rate to go up by 75 basis points. I have a position of I have a partial from the initial position still open. Now we're gonna wait and see what that does. You know, up a good amount, but at the same time I'm willing to risk it during FOMC. Why? I've already made my money. I've already, you know, take out majority of the position. I'm already good. I can stop trading for the week if I wanted to. Now what we're going to do with this position is leave it open, because as I'm sorry, I'm a very visual person. Let me try to help out some more. So as interest rates go up, it is harder to borrow, right? It's harder to borrow dinero. It's very hard to borrow money when interest rates go up, right? You're liable to more fees. Now, as interest rates go up, the currency, in this case, it's the dollar, is also gonna get stronger, right? It's harder to get it, artificial scarcity. It's a lot rarer to get it. You know, you're having to pay a premium just to get a dollar. Now, as you do that, it gets the dollar really, really strong. So what we're expecting tomorrow is a very, very strong dollar. Now, it's possible that I'm wrong and price can come all the way back. I don't mind risking it, pretty much, right? You always need to be open to risk. I've already, like I said, made money on this setup. It's fine if it comes back. If it does, I'm expecting price to come back to this OB. If it goes lower and takes me out, oh well, you know, it's not that big of a deal. What I am looking for is for this high to get taken out. Right there. Now we're gonna quickly check on the dollar, check on the yen, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. So I believe this is where we were yesterday when I mentioned that we were expecting higher prices in the dollar. The price delivered just like that. After I mentioned that we wanted to see these highs get taken out. Every single high that I've drawn here has gotten taken out. But now we're just looking for this level, which you can see that we're getting reactions off of, but price has not necessarily broken it just yet. And you know, you'll just see some work on this chart. We're gonna go back to the yen. Where was I yesterday? We just mentioned the liquidation of these lows. Price broke down, came back up to mitigate this level of supply. Notice how we just wicked into it, and now where are we expecting price to get delivered to take out this low, right? Sorry. And the market's bearish. You know, we're just expecting lower prices, you know, potentially down to the levels of demand over here, and then to take out the sell side liquidity down here, or the sell stop liquidity. Those are the ultimate targets I have for the yen. And I believe that's it. I don't want to overcomplicate anything at all. Hope everything that I've said has made sense thus far. Honestly, this video may end up being 30-45 minutes long. I'm going to see. I'm also traveling very soon, so I'm probably going to have to render this video after we get the results of FOMC tomorrow. But this is where we're currently at. I'm just going to go ahead and draw this minor detail here. Then I'm just going to go ahead and hop off and get ready to sleep. So the OCD in me. This is just a small imbalance over here. See, it's possible for price to get drawn back to mitigate the inefficiency here and the inefficiency here within this OB, which, as you see, is playing it very, very close to my entry. Doesn't matter if the market breaks this high, then we'll just be expecting the market the lowest come over here. And yeah, I want to see price get delivered to this level up here. Notice how we have relatively equal highs here. Now it's very possible for us to run these equal highs, grab more liquidity and potentially go down, or keep running, right? And once again, this inflation news is very, very important, because if this runs, mark my words, we can see 146 flat, and then we can go ahead and see this ultimate target that I have from 1998 hit 147.670. Now once again, none of this is financial advice, but this is everything that I'm looking for. So 146 will be a flat 1 to 32. As I mentioned, we're just waiting for price to break this. We're just waiting for price to break this high here. So if we do get a closure of this 1 hour candle, then you know this is what we were looking for in the next 22 minutes. Getting ready to go to bed. Once again, all my levels already set. No need to worry about the position. Sorry, I'm just calculating this really quickly. Yeah, that seems about right. Okay, we'll see where this goes. Once again, I really believe price will get up here. Now, once again, you know, price will do whatever price wants to do. I do believe that it is very possible for price to make its way over here. So right now we're gonna see if we get that. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, hop off for the night, go take a shower, unwind, get ready to go to sleep. And yes, when price hits this level, I'm either going to take off a large percentage again, 50% or more, or I'm just going to just leave the position to free flow, potentially all the way up to 147.688. Best case scenario here would be that I'm able to add a position. Now, once again, I wasn't looking to be too aggressive to add a position anywhere in here and compromise my initial position. So when I'm already in a good trade from, you know, a good position, I don't like to add positions after I've already partialed, unless it's a very how can I put this? The entry has to be really good, because once you partial, right, and you enter a position here at your normal risk, I risk 0.5% per trade. So if you risk 0.5% over here, your stop loss gets hit, you know, like your initial position will most likely not cover it depending on how you partial. So then you either have to lower your risk or just, you know, get in at a really good point. So what we're going to be looking to do is just get in at a good point. Obviously that's what every trader looks to do, but you know, we'll see. Hey, what's up? This is Post Omar. I was preoccupied with some stuff, so I didn't actually get to push this video out. So it's currently Saturday, October 1st, but this is how the trade ended up going. You know, price ran up to this target that I mentioned, 144.961, and I collapsed the entire position. FOMC did help us get there, and then it also caused, you know, whipsaws in price, and I believe that price was going to go down to grab more liquidity before making that movement to that potential 147.670 level that I was calling, and that, you know, did happen. So we did manage to get out over here, and I did actually add a second position up here, and then that took a hit. So then, you know, I just ended up closing out the entire position with that in mind, as well as, you know, price may have some room to go down. This was around the time where yen was gaining a lot of strength over the dollar, so, you know, we see that as a large drop off in price. Yeah, that's everything. So trade total among, you know, the open positions ran to 1220.11, which is 177 pips. Now, at most I was up, I think, was right up here. Yeah, I was up 1 to 25, but price ended up coming down, and we just closed it over here. And that's actually everything. Yeah, I hope everything made sense. I'm going to go ahead and work on editing the second video now, but this is the end of the video. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out on Instagram. Let me pull that up here. On Instagram, YouTube comments, or just whatever works for you guys, and then I'll, you know, respond to you guys whenever I can if you guys needed any additional clarification. Yeah, okay, this is my personal Instagram, and this is my business page, and this is my page for KOD Trade Manager. Thank you all for your time, and have a good day.